What's up, dedicated Dragon Ball denizens? I'm Ryan, and we're here for another episode of the Hawks Dragon Ball Nest, and I'm so excited. It's FB09 time, and the deck profile will drop on Tuesday, the first one of FB09. It's going to be Gogeta GT, but this time I'm going to get a Saturday, quickness. I'm still getting some cards for all of my decks and stuff, some of the promos. So we're going to do a Caulifla battle, and it's a really cool battle against Shallot. It's the first one that I did, so you kind of get to see the new Shallot in action on my opponent's end, but really me as well using the Caulifla. And I actually really like the battle because I used the two new cards that I put in the deck, and we just see how much more consistent the deck is in many ways. So let's check it out. As always, though, first let's get into what the deck is looking like. Still a relatively simple deck. I do want consistency. What I did was just kind of go down to 3 on a few cards to add these new ones. So I'm at 3 of these Kales, which I really, really like still. In fact, I'm really debating going back up to 4, but not really sure what to go down on. Maybe one of these, but I really like the draw power on it. So in the options, sometimes if I have the 5 already, then I'm going to play Fuwa. If I don't have the 5, I'm going to play Renso. So it gives me some options. Obviously, we're going to have 4 of all of these still. Hit could be one that maybe we go down to 3 of, but then this one's the new one and just a card I love. So on play, draw a card, and then activate main does the same thing as the other one. It's only a 15k, but you're going to see it come in handy just swinging regular 15 in battle. And then the cool thing is, what I like is you could play out this Kale and boost it to 25 or 35, which demands a super combo, and you're on play and getting that card draw. So I think this is still it's actually a really good card, even though it's a 15, because you get that draw. It helps you cycle through the deck. I'm at 3 of these, obviously 4 there, and then I still like these 4. I think some people are reducing them down to 3 and throwing this one at a 3 or 4. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I did actually become a little bit more of a fan in this match, how we're going to see. Activate main once per turn, discard a card from hand. If your leader has top and special traits, switch to active mode, so you get those 2 swings. Now, I'm just not a huge fan of discarding cards from hand. I feel like it's kind of an in-between card. Like, your win con is obviously still the double strike. Let's look at the better one, right? The win con is your double strike, and you want to get that out there as quickly as possible. But usually, if I'm not going to win, I'd probably actually rather throw this one out. The reason is I'm going to get that draw 2 from it. So I'm still hitting 25 once, chipping them down a little bit, and then draw 2 so that I can survive. What I see this one happening is, if you're not able to double strike them, then you're probably, there's not a lot of use usually in swinging again and discarding a card from hand, making it easier for you to lose before it gets back to your next turn. However, I do see something really cool in this match where actually, if you do play this one out, and I was kind of forced to play it at that point, you do play it out and you can defend it. Now, this one's on board. You get 30, 30, bring back to hand, and you're going to get, actually, you're usually hopefully going to get this 40. Then you're going to get either the 15 or the 20, and then you're able to fuse again. So, I mean, we're talking about a lot of good hits from here. So it actually is a good card, but honestly, though, I'm still going to go with it as a 2 of. I think that that's what I like it as, but if you want it up to a 3, I wouldn't be mad. I'm not sure I really like it as a 4, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see the match. All right, here we are. It is against Shallot, and this was the absolute first match I played, period, for FB09. So it was kind of cool that it was a nice match for me. So what did I do? I decided, I believe I kept this hand because we do have a turn 1 play. Usually, even if it's not the Champa's Booing or to Awaken, if I've got a turn 1 play, I'm going to take it, especially when I've got a turn 1 and 2 play, right? Now, am I going to decide to charge one of these? Maybe. Do I? Yes, because we're not charging these. Okay, so we get the crit, and one of Shallot's biggest weaknesses is crits, as it is. So I think that we're probably favored in this match. But I still really thought it was a useful match because we get. I mean, what I want to do is showcase my deck, and this does, right? Okay, so he's gonna charge. You know, he charges Sparking, charge that. Interestingly, he's playing this guy out here. He's playing a cantrip, but I'm not mad at it. Got an itch here. Okay, so what have we got here? So far, he's just awakening. Is he going to awaken this turn? No, but he'll awaken next turn, which fewer crits for him. Okay, I'm going to get rid of one of these guys with the one Cabba. Okay. The interesting thing I thought was that he swung last turn as well, so that was kind of like, what do I grab here? Grabbing that, so not the best turn for me. Not the best turn, to be honest. But that's okay. Yeah, so that's also why I don't like charging like my Fuwa, my Fuwas or Rensos early. But luckily, he plays his turn really aggressively, which helps me out. Because if he didn't, then my next turn is not going to be great. But he's going to go ahead and play some guys out. You know, I'm at 6, so I need to get down to 4 this turn. But is that going to happen? No. Or will it? This means 5. Okay, so yeah, not awakening this turn, but you know, we'll take some action here. We'll just hit him with the crit. He's got to get some of that hand size down. It's not great already. Mine is 9, so I'm doing okay. You know, I'm doing okay, but it does mean I'm gonna have to make a decision of like defend or not. Discard that. I've got plenty of options for Cauliflas here. But if you notice, now I discarded that one, so we haven't gotten our other 2 yet. And kind of a slow start for me. At this point, I'm a little nervous. I know now that he can start getting some stuff and making some stuff happen. He's got this guy on board. He's got a couple of these. In an ideal world, I'm going to go down to 4, but not lower. At least I thought of it. But then as I thought a little further, I go, well, even if I get down to 2, because I want to remove one of these, you know, that's gonna help. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But interestingly enough, he decides to go that route. What I actually probably should have done was boom, boom, and then this could have let me play the Kale. But I didn't think I wanted to defend this guy, and I didn't have a super combo either, so yeah. I think I should have, though. I think I should have gone 1 and 1. That way, he at least would have attacked me again. I would have still been at 4, and I could have not gone down to 2. The reason I wasn't too mad about it, though, actually, I know why, because I needed to go down 1. No, I was already at 4. Well, I was not too mad about it because I don't think Shallot's really playing double strikes. So I've got this one in hand now, so I'm like, he's at 4. Not a huge hand size. Let's get rid of one of these bad boys. He's got a blocker. Cool. So that's going to, you know, be a little bit finicky, but not the worst. So how am I going to play this? This is turn 8. Discard another one. At this point, I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. Of the Kales, you know, we don't have to double strike. But I know I'm not getting down to 2. So I had that extra there, so now we get to use her. Cool. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to draw the double strike. I mean, I know that, like, I need to win next turn. If I don't win next turn, like, I'm done for. I'm going to also see if I could fake him out right here. So I went up to 40 to really get that hand size down. See if he thinks that maybe I'll combo later, or he doesn't notice I have one up there. Yeah. So now, I guess I'm kind of curious on why he didn't block sooner, but maybe he doesn't want to have to defend this guy. He wants a full-on not having to defend. So at this point, I'm like, all right, well, let's just hit his board. And then I also know, so for once, in this case, I don't mind using the ability, because I'm going to just discard this card that doesn't even have anything I can do with it anyway. So now we'll get rid of that guy. So I'm at 2, but I feel pretty okay with this big hand of 9. You know, let's see what happens. He's going to definitely throw that guy up there. Top 3. I'm going to definitely defend that. It's a little bit dodgy here, but I know that if this can stay on board, then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe this one if I don't have the double strike, and I've got this one, so hopefully we can keep that. So we will see, but he's got 5. At this point, I just take it. I don't... That was probably not the best move, but we did. Okay, now I feel good. I'm like, okay, there's a 0% chance. I think I was fine taking it because of his small hand size. It would have been a little bit dangerous maybe if he would have used the Go Tanks into it. But now I'm like, whew, yeah. With 4 in hand, 1, 2, 3, so many hits coming. All it's up to, the only thing that can hold me back would be not having a double strike. And it wouldn't be the worst because it would just mean I gotta really think about how this works. So let's see. Alright. He does have a blocker as well, so we gotta think about that. And I think that he kind of, on this turn, makes a little bit of a misplay here. So I know I'm going for game at this point, but I'm not sure if I have it because of this blocker. Alright, so now we're bringing it to hand. We're going to discard the 0. Oh no, not to hand yet. We're actually... So this was weird to me. For him to block now, knowing that like he's probably going to get hit with the double strike. Maybe he thinks that I'm going to double this guy up anyway. But I thought that was an interesting move. Okay. So now let's see what happens. This is like the moment of truth. He's going to take that one. Now, here is one little problem. I don't have the double strike. Oh, I got the double strike. So now I know, too, that I have to combo it. And do we have enough here? I mean, how many supers has he used? 1. Only 1. So he could potentially have 40, 60, 80, a marker, 10 for sparking. Well, it doesn't matter if he has a marker. 20, 40. So, I mean, it still might not. 95. He definitely has the sparking. Actually, in fact, why didn't you use that sooner? I guess I never had 2 on board, which was the benefit of also using the Caulifla. But look at that. We just get it by 10. Not bad. Alright, well that's going to do it for this episode of the Hawks Dragon Ball Nest. Hope you enjoyed that episode, and don't mind my scratchy voice. Got a little bit of a sore throat here, you know. Need some cough drops. But, you know, we're doing good. So, I'm excited for FB09. I've been ranking up with Gogeta, BR. I want to... There's so many decks I want to build. I need to try out some UI matches. I might just do that right now. But if you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button. Become part of the Hawks Nest. We are a fearless flock of fabulous folks who love to do what we love. And I am so excited for FB09. I'm having fun. Hit me up for some code cards. I do have some, not a ton. I'll hook you up with 10 FB09 if you show me that you're a subscriber. Rybred619, RYBRED619. Show me that you're a subscriber, and I'll hook you up with 10 FB09 or 20 FB08 or SB02. All right, so hit me up there. Again, next week we will be on Gogeta GT. We'll see if I'm on him for 1 or 2 weeks. I may be on him for 2 weeks because I'm going to be moving the week after. So I may just try to get all, 2 weeks worth of videos out so that I have time to move. And then probably after that, I will get into UI Blue. And then we'll see what I go from there. I've got Golden Frieza on the horizon as well. I want to try that out. So we'll see. But until then, we'll see you next time.